Gao Tu had always had a single wish, just to be seen, to be accepted, to be treated equally. As an omega by Shen Wenlang, not as a possession, not as a lesser being, just as himself. For years, that was enough. Whether as a friend, a colleague, or something more intimate, Gao Tu had longed only for honesty, and for the freedom to exist without lies. But dreams, no matter how carefully nurtured, have a way of changing. Because now, Gao Tu's desires had shifted. What was once simple hope had grown into something greedy, dangerous, terrifying, and Shen Wenlang had unknowingly awakened it. Long pause. Music swells slightly, then fades to tension. Voiceover. Gao Tu had become a thief, not stealing money, not stealing possessions, but stealing desire, stealing hope from himself and the alpha he loved. He lied. Gao Tu lied. But it wasn't about deception for gain. It was about survival. About protecting his heart from the cruel truths of the world. And yet, the lies twisted him, corrupted him. He found himself consumed by desires he didn't want. Desires that frightened him more than any punishment could. Even worse, he caught himself imagining Shen Wenlang could one day love him. The thought was intoxicating and terrifying. Hallucinations? Madness? No! Gao Tu was certain he was still sane. But the intensity of his longing, the sharpness of his fear, it felt like living in a horror film with no escape. And then, something worse happened. Something that would shake the very foundation of his life. The test was simple. And yet, the truth it revealed was shattering. Gao Tu was pregnant. Time seemed to stop. His mind went blank. He could feel nothing except the shock that rippled through every nerve. The pheromone doctor, calm but firm, spoke. You must terminate the pregnancy immediately. Your condition, your disorder. It is impossible for you to carry this child without the cooperation of your alpha. Gao Tu's hands trembled. His chest ached. The very air seemed to press down upon him. Is there no other way? He whispered. The doctor's sigh was heavy, filled with the weight of years spent with omegas like him. No, even artificial pheromones. Even another alpha. It won't be enough. You must let it go. The words hit him like a blade. And yet, in the back of his mind, a small, stubborn spark refused to die. A spark of hope. A spark that whispered, maybe there was a way. Desperation breathed strange courage. Gao Tu refused to give up. He thought of every possibility, every loophole, every fragment of modern science. Artificial pheromones. Pheromones from other alphas. Could that work? The doctor hesitated. It's risky. You could die. Your health is too fragile. Morally, it's complicated. Gao Tu's cheeks burned with shame and frustration. Morality. He only wanted life. Life for the child he already carried. Then, a thought struck him. A bold, naive, almost impossible thought. The soothing pheromone from the child's father. If I could get that, I could survive. He drew up plans. Legal waivers, parent-child severance documents, even a property renunciation. He tried to clear the path, to make it safe, to make it his responsibility alone. For Gao Tu, this was not about love. Not anymore. It was about survival. It was about life itself. After weeks of preparation, Gao Tu finally confronted him. His alpha, his torment, his desire. He had rehearsed 1,000 words, every scenario, every plea. But Shen Wenlang's answer was merciless. Of course aborted. The words echoed in his mind, bouncing off walls over and over until they became unbearable. No pheromones, no negotiations. No hope. Gao Tu's legs gave way beneath him. The dream of keeping this child crumbled to dust. He would face this alone. He could not, would not, ask Shen Wenlang for help again. He stared at the floor, his mind blank, his heart frozen. A bird with clipped wings, trapped in a cage too small to breathe in. A voice cut through the fog of despair. steady, concerned, patient. Gao Tu. What will you do if you give up your job, your ambitions, your chance to keep Junho? Who? Have you thought about your future? His father. Calm, but pressing. Gao Tu turned, pale as paper, unable to respond. I don't know, he whispered. His father's question forced him to see the impossible reality. Life would not wait for him. He could not live in fear forever. He had to make a choice. And yet, the choice seemed impossible. How could he live without this child? How could he survive without hope? And then, Shen Wenlang appeared. Years of avoidance, of fear, of longing, all converged in that moment. Gao Tu. Long time no see, he said, voice low, unsure, yet undeniably soft. Why are you hiding? Come here. Let's talk. Gao Tu froze. Memories he had tried to bury, the school days, the nights together, the warmth of his alpha flooded back. Every stolen moment, every whisper, every kiss. And suddenly, the walls he had built around his heart began to crumble. Shen Wenlang's eyes softened. His bitterness, his avoidance, melted into something sweeter, something raw, something that recognized not just the pain, but the love hidden beneath years of lies and fear. Gao Tu stood there, heart pounding, tears threatening to fall. All the fear, all the pain, all the moments of doubt, they swirled inside him, heavy and suffocating. He had chased hope through lies, through desperation, through nights filled with quiet longing and unspoken dreams. And now, Shen Wenlang was here, standing before him. The alpha who had once seemed unreachable, now real, now present. For the first time in years, Gao Tu felt a fragile glimmer of possibility, a warmth he hadn't dared to feel in so long. A chance that maybe, just maybe, everything could change. Time seemed to stop. Gao Tu, trembling, watched as the alpha he had loved all his life looked at him, not with judgment, not with cruelty, but with understanding, with clarity, with love. I hate omegas. But if it's you, I'd love you to the point of madness. I don't like children. But if it's yours, I would never let them be hurt. The words struck him like lightning, yet warmed him like the sun breaking through a storm. Gao Tu realized finally that the nightmare had ended, not perfectly, not without scars, not without pain. But the child, the love, the life he longed for, it was possible. Sometimes, the most impossible dreams, born from the deepest fear, can finally come true. And in that moment, Gao Tu knew. He was home. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe now to follow more ABO Desire tailies and emotional reads. And hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment of drama, romance, and heart-wrenching stories.